So I'm waiting to see if I have maybe at least 10 people to start. I have one person who has joined with me so far. This is a spontaneous live, by the way. It wasn't planned or anything. I haven't gone live for quite some time now. And based on everything that has been going on with Diddy, I decided that I want to do a live because there's so much going on and there's so much to unpack, and it's a lot. Okay, so we have two people. This is also like a test run because for some reason, for the past couple of months, I've been trying to organize myself to go live, but it really hasn't been working. So this is like a test run to see how it would work. All right, so I only have, okay, so we have four people now joining the live. Can you guys hear me? I hope that you all can hear me. For the people who are here, can you hear me? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, okay? No, there's a lot going on as it relates to Diddy and this entire saga. And as I've said before, things are unpacking right in front of our eyes, and a lot of what we're seeing is not what we think is going on. I think that there's a lot of smoke screens, people playing in our faces, the media now coming out to say that Diddy had no idea Homeland Security was gonna, raid his LA mansion and his Miami mansion. I honestly believe that's a lie because, as per the records that TMZ was able to obtain about his private jet, the private jet activity from early Sunday morning back and forth between LA and Miami, it really indicated that this man knew something was going on, and it's as though he was basically putting things in order. Also, if you know anything about Diddy's history, there's one thing we would know, and that is he's never going to leave his kids in a precarious situation. And the mere fact that his sons were there, I think that was also another smokescreen as well. I honestly do believe that. Um, I honestly do believe that, and I believe this is why we're gonna see Sloan going live later this evening to unpack all of that. I believe that she's pissed as hell to see how the media, the police department, and everyone is just playing in our faces. I do believe that, because remember, this lady told us that Didi is controlled by, three, you know, upper ups. And these people, they have connection. If you think about it, um, Homeland Security has been investigating this man, I believe, from the Cassie lawsuit. And if you guys remember, there were so many content creators making videos saying that he's been investigated by the FBI. If that information was on YouTube, just imagine what information was privy to him. If there were content creators who knew certain things, who could basically predict certain things, you're telling me that he didn't know? I think he very well knew everything. And Megan Kuniff even said it. Megan Kuniff said, if you look at his defense criminal attorney, they're ironclad criminal attorney. So Megan Kuniff was like one of the first people to indicate that this man knew what was going down. Candace Owens also made a post yesterday wherein she said, you know, it's really sad to see the police going in, knowing that the allegations have been going on for years. Why is it that they're going in just now? It's as though, again, they had to basically make a move to make people believe that justice is being served, but at the end of the day, is justice actually being served? You know, and when you look at the fact that his private jet took off to Aruba around the same time that his, property was being raided by Homeland Security, that was another smokescreen. I believe it was to give us the impression that he's running from the police when he wasn't. Why was he at the Miami airport? We still don't know any reason for that as yet. Um, I think I saw one report that said he was about to leave. He was about to take a flight from the Miami airport, but the destination is not known. So I believe that the private jet going off to Aruba was another distraction. Also, I believe that potentially there was documents, there was people. Hello, hi. Yeah, I believe that he very was very much aware of what was going on. Remember, I've said this to you guys many times on my channel. There's one thing I've learned about people in his capacity, and that is whenever there's such allegations coming out against someone that is so strong, there's politicians involved, police is involved. And if you look at Little Rod's, lawsuit, the details that are included. Hi, Peyton. If you look at the details that are included in Little Rod's lawsuit, you know, about the shooting that took place at the studio, and the police saying that, well, the shooting didn't take place at the studio, it took place outside of the studio, and the man ran inside for refuge. There's so many things that is just basically telling us that things are not consistent. There's, consistent red flags in this matter. Um, Also, I think we need to turn our attention to 50 Cent. I think 50 is saying a lot at this time without saying too much. 50 has been posting a lot of, Jay Z missing, Jay Z waving. And I think that is 50 very much telling us that Diddy is out, Jay Z is in. I think that is what 50 is telling us. Um, I also believe that 50 is telling us that Jay Z has basically cut ties with Diddy at this point, because at the end of the day, everyone is going to put themselves first. And we know that Jay Z and Beyonce, they, thrive for a particular reputation. They want to be seen in a particular way. Sloan told us about Jay Z next going down later this year. I think it was October or November of this year. He's going to have a legal suit between him and Bieber. She also said that Bieber is next in line, Chris Brown is next in line. So basically, Diddy is like the sacrificial lamb. It's Easter time. She saw that. She saw that he will be their sacrificial lamb. Now, some people say that, they believe that Diddy is going to go to jail. He's going to do time behind bars. And I'm going to keep going with Sloan Bella because she has been right on the money. She said that he's not going to go, behind bars. They will never be arrested, and we can see that. The mere fact that Homeland Security stepped in, raided his home, they said that they had devices where they could search to see if there was like any secret compartments in his home that is, holding people against their will or illegal immigrants or anything like that. So the mere fact that they went in, did all of that, no arrest was made, it really says a lot, and it really says that Sloan has been right on the money. Um, Honestly, I don't think that he'll ever be, arrested again, because if we have been paying attention to even the stories that other rappers have been telling about these parties and the things that takes place. Remember that lady that spoke about, her getting poo-pooed in the face allegedly by him, and how that, was shifted onto someone else. So if you're looking at how things have been going for him, he has been able to escape a lot of, things. Now, some people believe that he's going to go to jail on the basis of, Epstein and all that has happened. But there's one thing that we also have to understand, and that is the masters are not going to always play the same game, especially when they realize that people are starting to understand that they have a trend, they have a pattern. We can see the pattern that they're going with. We can see the trend that they're following. We can basically follow their footsteps. What are they going to do? They're going to switch the game up. They're going to switch the game up. They're going to make it seem as though, you know what, it's just you, the people, you, the public, who have these stories about this man. The police is not able to find him on anything. So it's just you, the people, who are mischievous. This man has done nothing wrong, because that is what many people believe. Trust and believe. I've seen people on the internet saying, why are we, ganging up against these black men? But they're not cognizant of the fact that these black men have been tricked into being puppets. It's like a revised slavery system, if you really think about it. It's like a revised slavery system, because the same people, they are at the top of the food chain, and the black man is being dangled, an opportunity. And this opportunity gives him prestige, it gives him class, it gives him clout, all the accolades that, many people would like to have. You get power, you have money, and you can display your control, your dominance over people. So they think that this is good. This is a good opportunity. Many people would want to aspire to be like me. What do I have to lose to take this opportunity? But then it starts out and it's just something that is a little bit unpleasant, and then things get deeper and darker, and before they know it, they have gone so deep that they don't even know how to get out of that mess. Even if they wanted to, they would not be able to find their way out. And this is what I believe is happening to these black men. They're being tricked. You know, they think that these people that they're doing these dirty works for, these people mean them well, but no, because here he is. He's the sacrificial lamb. And it's as though I'm getting the impression that he still feels powerful. He still feels as though those people have his back, because if you look, I think it was like a couple weeks ago that his Instagram profile was updated, it was changed, and he has that Illuminati symbol up there going on, and it's as though he had been reassured something at that point, and it seems as though he believed that things were going to go good, things were going to be okay, but unfortunately, that's not the case. As Sloan told us, every time he tries to fix something, just there's just another thing, and they will keep coming at him in that manner. So they're basically systematically taking him down. And because they're systematically taking him down, because this is why he will not go to jail, this is why he will not be arrested, because they cannot afford another Epstein reoccurrence. Remember with Epstein, right? People were exposed. Do you think they're going to play that same game? No, they're not going to play the same game wherein other names are going to be, exposed. Because if this man gets arrested, you guys don't think that he has someone who is standing by, someone who is there ready to hand over documents to the media if he gets arrested? This man is no fool. He might have been caught in a trap. Even the smart of us get tricked at times. But this man is no fool. Make no mistakes. He's no fool. And I believe that his backup plan is, if I get arrested, if I'm going down, you all are going down. I believe that he has a second, someone who is not very known. I believe he has a second. This person who is his second is not very known. And I believe that that person has every document, video evidence, in case he gets arrested, that person is going to hand it over to the media. I don't think that person is going to go to the police because he knows that the force is corrupt. Because if they've been able to cover up, manipulate, and they've been able to hide so much, he knows what to do. And he knows that once it's in the media, people are going to look at it like, oh, so they have been just using you to take the fall. And we have this man here who has been doing that. We have that one over here who has been doing that. They are very smart. So we're not going to see any reoccurrence of that Epstein, behind bars and all of that, because that was very costly for them. And they cannot have a repeat of that. So, as such, they're basically stripping him down layer by layer. And I think he kind of knows it, but not to the extent that they're doing it at. I think he has some kind of awareness. And I also believe that this guy is like, I don't know how to put it, but I, I think this guy's like a ventriloquist. If you know, a ventriloquist works with a puppet, and the puppet is talking, but you have the master who controls the puppet. I believe that he's also playing that type of game as well with his handlers, you know, and I think that it is somewhat working to his advantage, but he's not going to be successful entirely because his handlers have been in the game longer than he has. His handlers are like warlocks, wizard. They know about energy manipulation. They know how to basically read his move. They can plot his move. They can shift him into whatever direction that they want to. I think that one of his main reasons also for basically going along with things so far is the mere fact that he has his kids to protect. If we know anything about him, we know that he's very sensitive about his kids. Ventriloquist, yes, Jenny, thanks. We know that he's very sensitive about his kids. He's not going to leave his kids to a disadvantage. And that's the reason why, with King and Justin being at the mansion yesterday, I think that that should be obvious that that's a smoke screen right there, because we know that he know that the raid was coming, and we know that he had to basically set things in order to an extent where it appears as though he didn't know, because what we, the public, know is that he would never leave his kids at such a disadvantage. But because he knows that there's nothing there, it's all good, all clear. The only thing that the police is going to do, come in, search, detain them for a little bit, but there'll be nothing for them to take the fall for. So I believe that the kids remaining at the mansion, that was a smokescreen for us to believe something that is not true. Um, Hi, Jenny. Yes, so I believe that we're going to see a lot of smoke screens, and I'm learning that people are unfollowing him on Insta. Don't let that fool you. Don't think that because people are unfollowing him on Instagram, they're basically cutting ties with him. No. What they're doing is that because they have a brand, they're basically trying to save their brand. But behind the scenes, they're going to still communicate with him, because, I mean, what we don't know will never hurt us and could not hurt us. So I believe that they're going to still be cordial towards him. There's, for the most part, they're going to still be buddy buddy with him. But I do believe that he is definitely out. I do believe that Jay-Z might potentially be in his position, if not higher up. Again, pay attention to what 50 Cent is showing us. 50 Cent is basically showing us that Jay-Z has ditched Diddy in this time. All along, it was, both of them. I think we saw clear indications of that when there was no Rock Nation brunch, because he was a major part of that. Um, yeah, I think that's there's a lot more that is going to be exposed, a lot more to be revealed. And remember this. I want you guys to remember this. if you have been connecting the dots, right? If you look at what Ian Carroll has exposed regarding Diddy's head of security connection with Michael Jackson, right? And if you look at what Candace Owens has exposed about, you know, Michael Jackson's death, his will, remember that they said Michael Jackson changed his will to one of the people. So basically, Michael had a burn book. Michael had a burn book with a group of people that he believed was after him, group of people that, you know, that was giving him a hard time. And just to think of it, moments before his death, his will was changed, leaving his estate to one of the people in his burn book. That is just a major red flag. Also, the date on which they're claiming that he signed his will over to that individual, he was in New York, so it wasn't possible. So I want you guys to check the connection. And also, remember how they used to use the media to talk about Michael Jackson before he died? Like they would call him Waco Jacko. Do we realize that we see the same pattern with the media attacking Ye? And now we see the same pattern with the media attacking Candace Owens. So the point that I'm getting at is if you have been connecting the dots, you can automatically tell who his three handlers are. Even if we don't know their name, we should know like their their association and the power that they control. Automatically, if you put everything together, automatically you would know that these people, they control the media. They're the same people behind Michael Jackson. They're the same people behind, you know, labeling and branding Candace Owens as being anti-Semitic, telling lies on her. So if we're paying attention, we can connect the dots and realize who his three handlers are, and just know that the media is not going to tell you any truth about this. Remember when Candace Owens said to us, for something this monumental, for something this, something so major, why isn't the media covering more? And I said to you guys, and I've been saying this to you guys like from what 2023. I said to you guys, do you notice that whenever something major is going on with anyone that has connection, do you realize how they throw Ye under the bus? Hi. Do you notice how they throw Ye under the bus? And we'll see back to back articles about Ye. Ye being a disgraced rapper. Ye doing something that he's never doing. Do you notice that? That's what they do. That's what they do. But now people are basically, it's 2024, the year of exposure. People are tapping into their spirit of discernment. People are calling out the media, realize because they have been doing so much, and because they've been doing so much and they've been getting away with so much, they feel as though that, they could always do this. But people are beginning to connect the dots. People are beginning to see a pattern here. Why is it that every time someone speaks facts, they get cancelled, and then the media is used to slaughter their image and reputation? And then when it comes to someone like a Diddy, who have so many lawsuits against him, we don't see the media reporting on it back to back. Hi, Sylvia. Isn't that very indicating that who Diddy's handlers are? It's very indicating of who really controls this man. We don't need anything else to see. Like, do we even need to know their names? Well, personally, I don't know their names, but you can very much tell that these people, his handlers, are the powers that be. You can very, very much tell that. There's just so many indications that they are who they are. So many indications at this point. And this is why Candace Owens said that she's really scared, because when she looks at the details and how the media is staying away from it when they should be talking about it, and that is what they should be talking about, and not what Bianca is wearing. Because are you a fashion blog? Are you a fashion magazine? Or are you there to do journalism? What is journalism? You talk about something that includes like sex trafficking. That is something that the media should be talking about. And the media should be calling on the government, calling on the police department, ensuring that the necessary investigation is being done, justice is being served. But here we have the media today, lo and behold, telling us that Sean Diddy Combs didn't know that Homeland Security was coming. Really? And you want us to believe that? Okay. And how, like, if he knew they were coming, do you think that he would say to the media, well, yes, I was tipped off by CIA XYZ, or I was tipped off by this high ranking officer from Detroit? Do you think he's going to tell you that? Heck no, he's not going to tell you that. He's not going to put that out there. So you're reporting exactly what we expect you to report, saying that he has no idea. But anyone with a functioning brain, hi Gail, anyone with a functioning brain can see that the man knows what was going on. He knows it. He saw it coming. Come on. Common sense. Just common sense at this time. You know? Common sense. Thumbs up this live for me, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this live here because this was like a test run because I've been having some challenges with going live. Yes, yes, Gail, I saw that on her Instagram story. She's gonna go live because she's pissed. She's pissed that they're putting smoke screen in front of our faces. She's pissed that they're lying to us. So, and mark my word, you're gonna hear this coming from her. You're gonna hear that. If you don't, come back and let me know. If you hear that coming from her, talking about the smoke screen, talking about, him knowing that they were coming, come back and let me know because trust and believe. When she's coming live to address it is because there's so many red flags, so many smoke screens, people just playing in our faces, taking us for idiots when we aren't. We're not fool, we're not slow. Yes, I learned about Sloan. Um, I think it was. Oh, I remember how I learned about Sloan. Actually, I think I was like on my way from work maybe 2 years ago, and my friend and I think it was shortly after Kim Porter's passing, and we came across a video, and it was very interesting, and it was scary to be very honest. It was scary because, to learn that this man could have potentially done something to that woman, knowing that, you know, she used to praise that man publicly. She used to praise that man publicly. And yeah, Sloan definitely deserves her flowers. She definitely deserves her flowers. And there's another thing that I want you guys to pay attention to as well. Because this is the game they play. When they know that there's someone like Sloan around, what they do is to basically, thank you. What they basically do is to try to convince us that Sloan is crazy. Sloan is making up things. She doesn't know what she's talking about. So we have to look out for those people who wants to convince us that Sloan has no idea what she's talking about. She's crazy and all of that. You may see a lot of that coming up, by way to just basically, yeah. I think that's launched. Like, I'm actually surprised that she doesn't have a million followers already. I'm actually surprised that she doesn't have a million followers. But I think that, some people, they are quick to believe that there's something wrong with someone being psychic. And I think that our common sense should tell us that people are born this way. People are naturally born this way. And if she can tell us that there's evil around us and how they're using energy manipulation and a lot of things I've learned from her that I didn't learn in the church. I'm sorry, but I didn't learn that in the church. And I think that is because far too many people are distracted and just focused on the wrong thing. But anyway, guys, yeah. People definitely need help to solve their issues, you know. But I'm happy that there are people like her, just providing knowledge and awareness, because when she tells you about, getting drunk, how dark entities attach to you whenever you take certain substance, it's really something that is beneficial. And I think that people need to just, drop that thing about, psychics being demonic, because some of them are. Why do you like witches so much? Whew. Maybe because too many pastors are becoming the devil, or maybe because they've been proven to be the devil. Maybe that's why I like witches so much. Maybe because what we've been taught to be witch is not witch. But you know how they tell us that God has angels? I believe that not all angels have wings, just as how, we came up with this punchline of not all heroes wear a cape. I believe that not all angels have wings. I believe that there are angels among us who are gifted in different capacity. And once those gifts are shared with us in a bright, positive manner to educate and to lift us up, to open our eyes to the evil that lurks around us and lurks among us, I will listen to that person, because Sloan has been opening our eyes to the evil that exists among us, and how people have been manipulating our energy, with these movies, these music. I mean, yes, it is in the Bible. It is in the Bible. But what Sloan does, Sloan breaks it down. So to um, Miss Asan Campbell, I hope that answers your question as to why I like witches so much. I like them because I find that they have been doing more than a lot of pastors. And I find that many of these, what you call witches, they speak from a authentic place, and they don't go around, waving a collection plate in my face, asking me for money and telling me that I need to plant a seed before God can do something in my life. They don't try to brainwash and manipulate like your Sunday service pastor does, and brag about their expensive coats. I can go on and on and on. I'm from a Christian family, make no mistakes. I'm from a Christian family, born and bred. And when I tell you that Christians are horrible, most of them are wolves in sheep clothing. Most of them. All right, so think about it. Why I defend Kanye so much and he doesn't even know me? I don't have to know him to defend him. If you go on the street and you see something happening to someone, wouldn't you stand in and help that person out? It's basically the same thing. What he has been through, I've been through similar experience when people try to. I was working in corporate Jamaica in the heights of the pandemic, and I was working, my workload was increased. Normally, because I was in the technical support department, one phone call after another. During the heights of the pandemic, there were other departments overseas that closed because the pandemic hit those country pretty seriously. And then I went from taking one phone call to at a time to one phone call at a time, three chats at the same time, and I'm talking about technical support. And on top of that, my salary was reduced to nothing during the pandemic. Like, before the pandemic, I can tell you what my salary was. During the pandemic, it's as though I was a slave. I was working 10 times harder. The workload was 10 times more. And I would work like 100,000 Jamaican dollars. And guess how much I would get? $14,000. I could not pay my rent. I could not eat. I could not pay my bills. And then when I escalate these things to the managers, they would tell us that the company is going through uncharted waters. And when I go to my manager and I said, you know what, this is too much, because there's so many people because I was in a support role, which I gave up because I didn't see the sense. You take me off the phone for me to be earning less, for my workload to be increased. And I said, no, I'm not going to do this. Put me back on the phone. Right. So people would come to me, people look up to me because I'm not afraid to stand up and speak my truth. I'm not afraid. What I'm on social media is who I am in real life. I will stand up and tell you exactly as I see it. If I see you as a liar, I'm going to tell you that you are a mother liar. I don't care about your title or anything like that. So, of course, the managers were threatened by me because they didn't like that. They like when you very much kiss their asses. So, I was speaking up. I was like, ain't no way. I got $14,000 for my salary. Don't look for me to come back to work until you give me the rest of my money. And they were like, oh, but if you don't come to work, we're going to have you fired. And I said, I bet you, I dare you. As a matter of fact, I double dare you because there's one thing I know from common sense. I did not sign up to work with you so that I could be just paid my bus fare and lunch money to come back to work. I have to take care of my utility bill that helps me to come to work because I have to look properly groomed. My clothes, they need to be ironed. I have to pay my water bill because I need to shower. I cannot come to work stinky, smelly. And then when I started standing up, speaking out, sending emails, luckily I was sending emails and copying corporate on them. So they basically twist it and they were like, you're crazy. You're the only one who's having this problem. And everyone around me was having the same problem. But what they wanted me to believe was that something was going on in my head and I'm the only one who was having the problem. I'm like, you all are effing sick. You all have to be sick. You want to tell me that I'm the only one who's having problem and people come to me on a daily basis crying to me, telling me their problems, wanting me to lend them money that I didn't have, and you're telling me that I'm the only one who's having that problem? So when I came to YouTube, I basically could see the same thing happening to Ye. Whenever you speak out, whenever you identify something is wrong. I remember there was one particular time we were being targeted by gunmen, like targeted. You could guarantee that, if there's a 7 a.m. shift, you could guarantee that at least three girls would be robbed at gunpoint. If someone is leaving work after 6 and there's no bus pickup to take them home or to take them to a designated area, you can guarantee that at least three girls are going to be held by gunpoint. So I sent an email and I was like, this can't be happening. We're at a new location. This is what goes on in this area. You need to organize transportation for us because you're going to wait until someone lose their life to organize transportation. And they were like, you're the only person that's complaining about that. And I'm saying, how does that make sense? Until one morning, a young lady was chased by gunmen. And when she was running into the company gate, the gunmen were coming in that gate after her. Yes. And they wanted me to think that I was the crazy one. You see, people will play mind games with you when you have a point. When you expose people dirty, nasty, corrupt, disgusting agenda, they will go above and beyond to take you down. They went and they tried to do the same thing to me, but you know what saved me? I had reputation. There were other managers who knew that when I say something, I'm going to speak the truth. It is factual. And I was sending emails and I was copying myself on those emails. Yes. And I was copying corporate on those emails. So those managers, they thought they won, but they realized that to the end, they were the only fools because people left, had left, people left. People were like, no, this could not happen. And then the man that they brought in during the pandemic to manage a company, he had to resign because every day someone would definitely go on Instagram and they would call him out for, basically turning us into slaves. He had to resign, so, you know, I think that they wish they could be like me. I used to think that they hate me, but I think that people were just offended that, you know, They were not like me, and that's the truth. They could not find it in themselves to be honest and authentic. They could not find it in themselves just to stand up and speak out for what they believe in and say, I know my rights. I know I can talk about this because this should not be happening. You know, I remember like there was one particular Friday, we were all at work, and normally we get our salary on a Thursday by noon. Thursday, no salary. Friday, no salary. So everyone from every single department came off the phones. It was that bad. And they were like, go back on the phones. Y'all are gonna get terminated. And no one cared. No one cared. Everyone was outside doing their thing. Some people just basically left. They went home. So yeah, I defend Ye because I know what it is like for people to plot against you because you're speaking your truth, you're standing up for you, you're standing up for other people, and they're offended like, how dare you open other people's eyes? That's what they're telling you. They're telling you, how dare you open other people's eyes to our trick? We were hoping that they would stay blind to the tricks that we are doing, to the, stunts that we're pulling in front of y'all eyes, but here you come opening everyone's eyes. And they were telling people like, if we should pay you your salary, you still have to come to work. And I said, guys, no, you don't have to. If your boss does not compensate you your money, you don't have to go to work. If it's a minor amount, then there's really no excuse to go to work. But if it's a significant amount, you don't have to go back to work. They cannot terminate you because you held up your end of the bargain by showing up to work, completing your work, and if they don't compensate you, you can stay at home until you get your money. And as a matter of fact, for the days that you're out, they should pay you for those days because it is their responsibility to ensure that you're compensated properly to get back to work because you're not only working for the sake of, just getting paid enough to get back to work. You're working to take care of your personal matters, whether that may be your rent, your utility, and those are the things that helps you, you know, to do an effective job. You know, those are the things that helps you. Just imagine, you get up, you did not pay for your water is off. How are you going to go to work? Are you going to go to work smelly? Your water is off because your company did not pay you. What are you going to do? So I mean, I'm happy that I'm out of corporate Jamaica. I'm so happy because in the heights of the pandemic it was crazy. So, Mr. Um, Trilogy, you're asking, do you think I could also have a wife that's just as good as you? Bianca, I used to have a girlfriend that I loved so much, but lost her to another bastard, and it's why I am kind of depressed. All right, so first of all, I think that sometimes depression comes from other internal struggles. And I'm telling you this based off my experience with my own struggles with depression. Sometimes we think that for you, as an example, you think that you're depressed because your girlfriend is gone, but chances are, if you do some inner reflection, you may realize that's not the source of your depression. However, if it is, this is what I would say to you to look at. Anything that belongs to you, you can never lose. Anything that doesn't serve you is what you will lose. And I'm talking about like in this capacity because if your girlfriend or your boyfriend chooses to move on to someone else, that person was not meant for you first to begin with. And that is something that you have to say to yourself, that person wasn't for me. And God knew that, right? Because God knows that I deserve better. Sometimes it's not us who are the problem. Sometimes we beat down on ourselves. We're so hard with ourselves. But sometimes it's not us who is the problem. It's just that there are people that we try to connect with that weren't meant for us. Also, people come and go. People come into our lives for lessons. So you have to take the lessons that you can, and I'm talking about the good lessons. You have to take the good lessons that you can from that relationship, and you have to say, you know what? I release you. Thank you, for teaching me this lesson, whatever lesson that is. Say thank you for teaching me this lesson, and allow yourself to heal and just find the right person for you. We all deserve to be loved, and also be happy with yourself. Be happy being single. Learn something about yourself and build on yourself while you're single. Sometimes, we need to give ourselves a little bit more credit, not being so hard on ourselves. Just love up on yourself some more. Sometimes it's really hard, but you have to trick your mind at times. Like every day you get up, you look into the mirror and you say, you know what? Thank God he or she's gone, because God knows that I was too good for him, or I was too good for her, and I deserve better, and I know better is coming. Sometimes we have to trick our mind into those things, and eventually you will get to see where it's not that you're just only tricking yourself, it is actually factual. You deserve better. So anything that wasn't meant for you, will not stay with you. And don't beat up on yourself. Don't think that you're not good enough. Please, you're more than enough. You're more than enough. And you're good enough. And you deserve better. Just remember to always love upon yourself. It's okay, because sometimes you'll just feel down this minute. And if you feel like crying, hey, cry. But after that, you deserve and you owe it to yourself to pick up yourself and just keep pouring into yourself. Even if you're going to go on Amazon, download some free self-help books. There's so many there that really helps. What helps as well is journal. you know get a book. You can make notes. What have you learned from this person? Write down what truly makes you feel hurt inside. Even if it's, you know, when I fry my eggs, for some reason, I cannot flip my eggs properly and I want to improve that. I think that we should, you know, just journal, because it helps to give us insight. And when you journal something, like, for example, you make a journal today. Thank you, Rebecca. So when you make a journal today, like, of the things that makes you feel uncomfortable, what is making you feel depressed today, even if it's something that someone says to you, you know, you make a note of it, so that next time, that if someone says something to you, you're not just gonna walk away. It's not that as though you're gonna pick a fight with them, but you're not just gonna walk away. You're gonna stand up for yourself. You're gonna address it in that moment, so as to not take that negative energy into your home. And also, we have to learn to not take negative energies into our home. This is something that I've learned, and it's something that I've shared with my daughter. Because sometimes she'll, like, my daughter is very petite. She's a pretty girl, and she has very unique features, like features that girls would go out and get plastic surgery for. You're welcome. You're welcome. And sometimes she goes out there and men will be just like chasing after her, and she doesn't like it, and I know how that feels. And she would come home, and or sometimes she would call me and say, mommy, this happened, and I'm so upset, and I said, yes, you're upset, you're angry. However, just know that that person doesn't serve you. You're not going to take that energy with you throughout the rest of your day. You're going to say, you know what, that person, I'm so happy that I'm not sharing a personal space with that individual. When I go home, that person is not there. and I'm good, you know. And next time, if you see that person and that person keeps doing that, I tell her to yell, scream, call for the police, create. I told her to create drama so that they know not to do that. If my daughter is mixed, no, she's not mixed. She's a black girl like her mama. Even though I am mixed, but sometimes people look at me, they'll say, "Oh, I can see. What are you mixed with?" Some people thinks that it's Chinese, but my great grandfather, he was a Syrian, so my daughter, you know, but no, she's just a full bred black girl, full lips, bold, beautiful eyes, petite, tiny waist, buttocks, so straight nose, so you know that, yeah, when she goes out there, it's trouble. So in case you have just joined my live, I was just doing a test run because something has been going on with my live each time I try to go live for the past couple of months. And YouTube has been asking me to try again and try again and see what happens and let them know. So I was actually surprised that it worked. I don't even know if this live is monetized or not, but that wasn't the aim. The aim was to go live, see how it works, build up some type of engagement with you guys. Now I know that it's working. I can plan better. I can let you guys know when I'm going live ahead of time. And I'm gonna end the live here because I want to make some content about all that mess that is going on. Do you guys see what the royal family is doing as it relates to Kate Middleton? Do you guys know realize that that cancer announcement video was fake AF? Also, there's this expert that is, showing us that the video is actually a deep fake. Thank you. There's this photographer who's an expert who is outlining the errors, like the sleeve of Kate's sweater. One side has like 11 stripe or 12, the other has 13. She's showing us the shoulder, the hair, everything is fake in that video. So that video, that cancer announcement video of Kate Middleton, that was a AI video, deep fake. Not only that, yeah, is not bad. He's in general, he's not bad. Yeah, is just often misunderstood, and because they basically, did what they did to him, they basically fragmented his mind so that when you hear him speak, you would think that he's just talking nonsense. But if you give him time, you'll see that as time passes, what he was saying makes sense. Ye knows that he has a purpose here. Ye knows that he has. If I got to see Ye in Jamaica, no. When Ye came to Jamaica, when he did that free gospel concert, no, I had to work. But it was so good, and the people really love him and appreciate him for that because Jamaica is what we call a religious country, but we're really not. We're just a bunch of hypocrites because every pastor here, they have been selling the gospel. And normally, a gospel concert of that magnitude is something that you would normally have to pay big bucks for. He came and he gave us that for free. So people were just loving that. People loved him for it. People, even now, everyone still talks about it. People, Jamaica really loves Ye. Even when Americans fail to defend Ye, Jamaicans have his back. They're on Insta, they're on Twitter, they're on TikTok. Jamaicans love Ye. There's something about Jamaicans when it comes to their black brothers and sisters, and I think that's just who Jamaicans are like. If we see a group of people, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter the complexion. If we see that, you're a minority group and you're getting attacked, you best believe if no other country is going to stand on your side, Jamaicans are going to stand on your side. Yes, when Ye came to Jamaica with that gospel concert, it was free. It was free. It was definitely free. But the people wanted him to come with vouchers. I was hoping that he would because, honey, I'd be there in my ears. Yeah, Bianca is cool. She seems cool. And I like the fact that she doesn't do too much. Even though she's in the capacity where she could be all extra, she really doesn't do too much. She gives more of a minimalist vibe. Even before Ye, if you look at her photographs, you could see where she gives very much of a minimalist vibes. Even though people thinks that Ye is the one who's forcing her to dress this way all the time. I'm not saying that he never has any input at any point in time, but I think that people just gives this man far too much, you know, than he deserves. And I'm talking about as it relates to their negative comments. It's always you doing something wrong. He's and you know, I mean, if Bianca is not complaining, who are we to be complaining? I think that what people most people, I think that most people are just hurt at the fact that Ye has moved on so quickly. I think many people wanted to see him sad and unhappy, and the mere fact that he moved on so quickly is not settling well with a lot of people, especially women who have been divorced. And I think that many people tend to forget that it wasn't him who filed for divorce, it was Kim. DJ, yes, Ye has been talking about Meek Mills, Kim, Diddy. Everyone is in bed together, you best believe. And I'm not talking about sexy time bed. I'm talking about they're all connected in some way. Trology, don't feel bad because sometimes it's just what people, you know, sometimes it's just what people leaves on us. It's the impression that people gives us, you know. So the hate that you had for him, based on what you're saying, I don't think that was your hate. I think that was, you know, the hate that others portrayed on him that you were led to believe. So Rebecca says, Bianca, she seems very nice and positive, and she deals with the heat like it rolls off her shoulders. Yeah, she does. I think that coming from the family that Bianca is from, knowing that they themselves have dealt with so much hate, that's what many people don't understand. Remember that they were the center of attention, and I know that she has memories of that. And even now, people, you know, may still look at them in a particular way, knowing that they are of mafia ties. And because she's from money, she's not like, you know, doing too much. She understands money. It's nothing new to her. She has been around wealthy people before. It's nothing new to her. So even though many people think that she's a gold digger, if we pay close attention, no matter how slick a gold digger is, there are certain things that you can tell about them. They always want to do the most. They always want to do the most. They're always talking the most. Oh, you're triggered? It's not anything to be triggered by. It's more like comedy. From my culture, as a Jamaican, we find laughter in everything. We find laughter in everything because you best believe that if someone close to me dies, you know, I may feel heartbroken, sad, cry. But as soon as, you know, friends and family gather up together, we're going to remember the silliest, dumbest thing that that person has done, and we're going to talk about it. And we're going to, it's just that I realize that the Jamaican culture is so different. I realize that we joke about everything, we laugh about even things that no one else would laugh about. We basically find humor in everything. And I think that is what really helps us to cope with our day to day life challenges. You know, like in America, with someone being overweight, they feel as though they are not a human being. They feel depressed, they feel sad. In Jamaica, that does not happen because, honey, If you're overweight and you come to Jamaica, the things that the men tell you, honey, you'd want to keep that weight. If you are thinking about going on a diet, the men are going to tell you that there's no other girl in the world like you, and they're going to tell you why you're so fat and sexy and everything. Believe me, they will have you melting like butter. So in Jamaica, like weight, it is expected for you to have some kind of weight. Honestly, you didn't go that far to get that far to be unhappy. Don't laugh. Exactly. So in Jamaica, it's like for me, I have thyroid disease, right? I was very skinny, naturally skinny. Both parents are of, both parents are petite. But because I have thyroid disease, I've gained some weight. And I feel uncomfortable in my body because I'm not accustomed to this weight. So just imagine yourself all your life not weighing more than 120 pounds, you know, and now sometimes I'm 163. Last year was I was up to 178. I felt horrible. I have to be buying clothes and I didn't feel sexy. I didn't feel like myself. But when I go on the road, honey, if I was feeling depressed, like if I go on the road, someone will say, "Woo, girl," you know, and they tell you all these things that any fears you had, any doubts you had about yourself, trust and believe it will be wiped away. That's how the culture is. It is expected of you to, like, if you're skinny here, even if you want to be skinny, even if that's your thing, people are going to think you're sick. People are going to think you're unhappy. People are going to think something is wrong with you, and they're going to tell you that you need to eat more food. People are going to tell you need to have more meat on your bone. People are going to ask, why are you so skinny? But if you're fat, if you're voluptuous, that's what they want to see. They're gonna tell you, "Oh my God, you're gorgeous. You're just the hottest thing around town, girl. You're so fine." Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my culture is different, which I appreciate, which I very much appreciate. Oh, I look great. I look great. Everyone says that I should keep this weight, but I'm not comfortable with this weight. I'm not happy with this weight. I like to be skinny. I like to be skinny. I like, the skinny look at me, but everyone loves me at this weight, but no. So back to what I was saying about Miss Kate Middleton. I want to say this quickly because I don't know if you guys realize that the royal family, they have been playing mind games with us. The video, the video of Kate Middleton. Yes, I was kidding, legend. That video of Kate Middleton, her cancer announcement video, officially has been, labeled as deep fake AI. All the, faults in it have been pointed out, highlighted, you know, by an expert. One sleeve has like 11 stripes, the other sleeve has 12. We know that she's not going to buy her sweater on Shein for it to come like that. There's so many errors. When the expert was pointing out the errors, like they were so black and white, you could not miss them. So definitely that video of Kate Middleton is AI generated video. Now, the royal family is saying that Kate Middleton, Prince William, and the kids, they're gonna go somewhere on a vacation, but King Charles has been advised to, lessen his contact with people because of his cancer diagnosis and his treatment that he's going through. So I want to know, how does that make any sense? If Kate has cancer, where's Kate flying to? Shouldn't she be reducing her contact as well? What vacation is she going on? Um, in England, I don't remember what weather it is, but the weather, even the weather was off. I was speaking to my friend over there, and she said automatically, well, actually, she was the first person who was saying that video is not real. And I was like, come on, I think the video, she said no, and you're going to realize the video is not real. But I don't remember what weather it is now over there. And I think it also depends on where you're at for the most part as well, based on what I'm learning, you know. But the weather at this time of the year over there, it definitely was not what was showing in the video. Definitely was not what was showing in the video. But what I can say is that they're plotting something. They're definitely plotting something. And as Sloan is saying, she doesn't think Kate is any longer with us. I'm actually starting to believe that she's no longer with us. I'm actually starting to believe that, because what they're doing is not making any sense. It is not adding up. You know, you have your cancer diagnosis. Okay, you have cancer. Remember, from the get go, they said Kate did an abdominal surgery. It's not cancerous. But then people are saying this is not adding up. Why is it that they had to induce coma? Why is it that so much is going on? No signs of her. And then, they did the Photoshop photos, Mother's Day, and, Kate in the car with William, all have been exposed to be just Photoshop. Then they came back and they do this AI. Like, why are you doing so much? What are you hiding? What are you hiding? Why are you doing so much? What are you really hiding? So that in itself is telling us that something major has went down with Kate, and I'm starting to believe that she's no longer with us. I'm honestly starting to believe that, because there's no way you're coming out telling us now that, you know, Kate told us in that video she's doing preventative chemo. Then an article came out saying that King Charles has been advised by his doctor to reduce contact with people, but yet Kate, William, and the kids will be flying to a particular destination for a vacation while you're doing preventative chemo. Do you know how horrible and the things that people go through when you're doing chemo? That's really crazy. Sometimes they cannot even go through the hassle of being on a flight. I guess, for Kate it might be different, but I'm really not buying it. I'm really not buying it. There's also another article that came out, because remember they told us that the kids are being homeschooled. There's another article that came out also that is saying that Kate is dropping off the kids to school with William and interacting with other parents. So the stories are not consistent, unless it is the case that the media is lying, and the media is also in this photoshopping game. But how is it that the kids were being homeschooled um, 2 weeks ago to the kids now being in public school, Kate dropping them off at school, interacting with other parents at school? There's just too many holes in their story, far too many inconsistencies at this time. Just far too many inconsistencies. Okay, you don't think the girl is dead? That could be it. You could be right about that, because initially I was saying to, I did a video like at the initial stage, and I said for some reason I feel as though they're gonna keep using this PR stunt just for relevance, because it's the first time they have been in international media on this magnitude. And I think that it is something that they like. They've always basically give the sense that they're obsessed with Meghan Markle's popularity. So you could have a point, but my thing is this: why are they going to the extent of lying, not keeping up with their lies, fake videos, fake photos? Like, it's too much. It's too much. If you want us to talk about something, at least, let the real Kate appear. At the time when you said she's going to appear, let the real Kate appear. And then people will still speculate, is she skinny? Is she getting a divorce? And that's the next thing. I think that there could have been a divorce as well. And I don't think that it is Kate who has filed for that divorce. I'm getting the sense that she could be in a coma of some sort. Yeah, I think that it could be William who is filing for divorce, because whatever they put in that fake video, when she says, and she's lucky to have William by her side, or William is by her side through it all. Like, why did you have to say that? It is expected of your husband to be by your side, you know? So that for me was a major red flag in that video. Major red flag. My mom got sick. My father is by her side. What's his choice? That's his wife, you know? And she's not going to say, oh, well, I'm so lucky to have my husband by my side through this moment. No, because when my mom got, ill, and I went home and I didn't want to leave her, and she was like, go back to work. I have your father here to take care of me, and I have your sister. So go back to work. I'll be fine. Kate did not give that reassurance of, this is my husband and it's through thick and thin, it's for better or worse, through sickness or health. Because the video was AI generated, a photographer who is an expert has highlighted and outlined the flaws in the video. One of them is that we all can see, that I can tell you to go back and look at. Count the stripes on the sleeves. The stripes are not adding up. They're royals, they have good money. Kate is not gonna wear a Dollar Tree sweater that has 12 stripes on the right and 13 on the left, or 10 stripes on the right and 12 on the left. The stripes are not adding up. That is what the photographer was able to, expose. The shoulder, if you look at the shoulder area, it's not, I think it was on the left side, was not lining up. You know how you'd sit and your shoulder's supposed to have that round, kind of shape? It's not there. It's just crazy. When the photographer started outlining the flaws, I was like, oh my God. And it's, when she tells you, it's like common sense. Common sense. Common sense. It's AI generated. So the video is AI generated. I don't know what's their next plan. I don't know what's their next move. But the video, as confirmed to be AI generated, again, check the shoulders, check the sleeve, and the hair. It is all there. And not only that, what they did was to switch someone, prove that it was another person, also prove how AI generated it was, because they were able to just switch Kate's face to Meghan Markle's face as easy as 1, 2, 3. And I have that video as well. So I think I even include it in a video that I did. It's very easy to, find. Yeah, it was very fake, very fake. And I'm happy that these things are happening, because I'm also learning a lot through this process. I'm learning a lot through this process. But yeah, the video of Kate Middleton, it is AI generated. It's one of the top AI quality that they've used, which means that they used a expert, someone who's very good in the field. They paid a pretty penny, supposedly, but the sleeves, the sweater was giving Dollar Tree, 11 stripes on the right, 12 on the left. Shoulder blade, it wasn't lining up. Also, what the expert said, that normally anyone who's talking, you would see some kind of movement on the nostril. There was no kind of movement on the nostril, because when you're talking, you take breaths, occasional deep breaths, and there was no movement whatsoever on the nostril, which would indicate that she's breathing. There was absolutely none whatsoever. So there's so much flaws in that video. And when I'm watching the video being debunked, I'm like, how the hell did I not think of that? When she was showing you like the sweater sleeve, I was like, how the hell did I not think of counting the stripes? And when she was showing you, the hair and the highlighted portions of the hair, which you could use to identify that it was AI generated, I was like, yeah, because no one who actually films a video hairs, look like that. Their hair doesn't have that line, so you could see that everything was just AI. It was like, looking at the video, you're like, oh my God, what else have we been deceived about? So again, another major lie. And that's the thing. Yeah, because we want to believe. We want to believe that she's, sick and is, working overtime to get better. Her medical team is working with her to get better. We wanted to hear something from her, right? But no, what this is telling us is that the royal well, Jamaica, Jamaicans and other people in the Caribbean has always known this. The royals can't be trusted, honey. They can't be trusted because, if you're lying so much, what else are you lying about? Like, what else are you lying about? What else have you lied about? We have to ask these questions. And anything else that they say from this point going onward, huh, I like when I said to you all I did not believe Kate have cancer. Many people said that, oh my God, you need to go down on your knee and you need to repent and pray to God because you're heartless. You have no idea what it's like for people who suffer from cancer. I'm like, bitch, please. That day when my father told me that he has cancer, I lost gravity. I lost gravity, okay? I almost died. So you cannot, you see, this is the thing with people. People may hear your delivery on something, and because they hear your delivery and opinion, they automatically think that they know you. They know your challenges. They went to school with you. They're in bed with you when they don't know. They don't know because people are telling me that I have no idea what people go through when they have cancer. Really? Whew, if only you know. If only you know. Just imagine having both parents being diagnosed as terminally ill less than a year apart, less than 1 year apart. First, my mom, you know, getting diagnosed with Alzheimer's. I thought that I was going to die before her because my mommy is the world to me. And I lost it. I lost it. Yeah, I lost it. I remember having to go to the doctor for chronic headaches, and I was prescribed painkillers. Painkillers that was supposed to last me for a month did not last for a week. I thought I was gonna die before my mom until my sister said something to me. Family, they're Christian. So I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping. And I called my sister and I was like, I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping. And why is this happening to mommy? Why? She has been serving God all her life. She's this good, kind, decent lady. And my sister said to me, Rebecca, I'm so sorry for that. I'm sorry to hear that your mom passed. Rebecca, I cannot even begin to imagine your pain. And this is why I say to people, when someone is telling you something, listen carefully and be careful how you respond because just imagine, for example, Rebecca. And Rebecca is now telling us that her mom passed from cancer. And you say to her, oh, Rebecca, I know how you feel while your mom is still alive. That would be so unfair because you could never know how she feels while your mom is still alive. So we have to, you know, really listen. I don't know how you feel, Rebecca, and I cannot even begin to imagine how you feel because when my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I thought that I was gonna die. I didn't know that I would be here today. I didn't know that I would be that strong. So I have to say that you're strong, and I do wish you all the best. I know there's no such thing as healing completely from the loss of a loved one, but I know that as time passes, you learn to adjust and you use those memories to help you cope, the really good memories. And this is why it is important for us to spend time with our loved ones at every single opportunity, every single chance that we get. Yes, every single chance that we get, spend some time with our loved ones. Don't think about the money and all of that. Just try and spend as much time as you can because forever is not guaranteed and you never know. And when someone passes, the memories are what keeps you going. The memories keeps you going. So, just spend as much time as you can. Don't get too hot headed with your friends or your loved ones either, because sometimes we create, you know, a mountain out of nothing. Sometimes we allow our emotions to get the best of us, and we say and we leave people with unpleasant words, and then chances are we may never get an opportunity to correct that. We're not perfect, we're complex as human beings, but we need to just try and ensure that our last words are pleasant, so that, God forbid, but in case, we don't have this long lasting regret of not getting an opportunity to correct the horrible thing that I said to you last. Joy, my sympathy, thank you. So, guys, we've been here 1 hour and 20 minutes. I didn't expect to be on live this long with you guys. So, I'm gonna top out here. I want to upload some videos, and I want to get ready for Sloan Bella live video. I think she's gonna go live sometime about between 6 to 8 Central Standard Time, because that's normally her time frame that she goes live. So I want to gear up for that live as well, because I'm gonna be watching with my notebook and my pen. I'll be taking notes, so I know what part of the video, if I want to share anything with you guys, I know what portion of the video to find what, because I believe that she is gonna unpack a lot. She's gonna share a lot with us. Oh, thank you. So thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Do you think he is the Black Moses of the modern era? I think that Ye is definitely one of them. I think that we have quite a few. Celie, thanks for sharing her profile. Yes, you're welcome. I think Ye is definitely, as I've always said to you guys, I said that I think that Ye is like one of those modern day Messiah. And I came across a video of Sloan where she said that Ye is a piper. She said that Ye is a piper. He was sent here to lead God's people in the right direction. Um, them basically fragmenting his brain was a part of, you know, the deception to basically throw him off tracks. But he has left something in place that he's going to find mentally that's going to put him back on track, and he's going to start leading people down the right path back to God. You see, this is why I say, before you denounce something, pay close attention, because just imagine people are saying that Sloan Bella is a witch and it's evil, but irrespective of the fact that people are saying that this woman is a witch, she's a evil, she's telling us that Ye was sent here by God on a particular mission. He's a piper, and he's gonna lead God's people back to him. Just imagine a psychic is telling you that this man is gonna lead God's people back to him. He is off his path for now, and she said that to the time that she did that video, in about 3 years, Ye is gonna find back his way. And a psychic is telling us that. A psychic is telling us that Ye is gonna lead God's people down the correct path back to God. You're welcome, Last Spoil. You are welcome. I've always believed that. I mean, it is so black and white that he is here on a mission. It is so black and white. And guess what? He knows it too. If you guys look back at some of the interviews that he's done, I remember this one particular interview when he said that when he dies and he goes to heaven, he's going to ask God, why did you have people calling me crazy? And he said that he knows God is going to tell him that that was to protect him. That was like a cloak to protect him. He said that. And there was another interview where he said that, you know, he just wants to, he said that he knows that he's here to change people for good. He's here to do good. He's here to uplift people. He knows his mission. But it's just that they've played games with that man, and they keep playing games with him, but he's going to find back his path. And when he does that, Some people believe that the gospel that he was doing, it's all fake. He was seeking attention. No. If you notice, that's a time that he was derailed. That's a time that he was derailed, but he's gonna find his way back, and he's gonna lead people back to God. You know, but whatever direction that he turns in, people are gonna follow him. They will not be able to cancel him ever as how they would like. Never. It's not gonna happen because he has a mission. So he will always have the influence, and he's divinely protected. It may not seem like that, but he's divinely protected. If he wasn't, they would have long time ago. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna run now. Thank you guys for joining my live. This was like a test run. Now that I know that it's working, honey, I'm gonna come back with more lives. So no, I haven't taken a look at the future cron. No, I haven't taken a look at it, but I will. Let me hold on. I just screenshot the comment so I can remember to take a look at it. So thumbs up this live in case you haven't done so as yet. We're gonna end, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna plan, prepare better. Star can be a mod. DJ Star can be a mod. DJ, you're asking me if you can be a mod? Is that your question, DJ? Lenny Kravitz? Oh, that's my man. Sure. I like Lenny Kravitz. Okay. All right. I'll definitely look into her. So, yes, guys. See you all later, okay? And thanks for joining my live. I appreciate everyone who participated, those who lurked in the bushes. Okay, guys. Oh, mood girl. Oh, mood. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I can be crazy, fun, silly. Okay, bye. Bye, guys.